Hello, hello, hello. So, yeah, thanks for registering for the webinar. Looking forward to having you on. I just want to give you a quick video to kind of show you, give you some ideas of what you're going to learn on that. So, basically, in this video, I'm going to show you how we use this weird Trojan horse technique, right? So, it's called the attraction offer to cut lead costs from $187 down to $1.87. It's like crazy. And we're actually getting better buyers in the process, right? So, if you actually just take a look, I mean, just tell me, like, if you look into your CRM and tell me, like, how much the last 10 leads that you got, like, be honest, right? How much they cost? I'm sure it's probably close to, like, 100, maybe 150. I've seen people pay $200 per lead, right? Depending on what project it is, right? The thing is, and over the last 24 months, even since the pandemic, lead costs have just been rising. But then the problem is, it's not like the leads are converting even better, right? So the problem, then you're kind of stuck in this like reverse flywheel where you keep buying more leads at higher and higher cost, you know, and then hoping that something's going to change, but then you get worse results, and then your sales team is completely burning out, chasing people who don't even pick up the phone, right? Think about it. Like, it must be demoralizing, sometimes, getting sales teams on leads that are just not responsive. So you've probably seen that case study, right? So basically, we just recently generated about 78 leads, right? Right now, it's over 100. This was like just a screenshot taken from a couple of days ago for this remodeling company at $1.87 per lead. Again, I know you're probably thinking, oh yeah, it's not true, like it's crazy, it's like AI, but this is actually real results, right? They are not junk leads; they are actual real homeowners that actually want work done on their projects, like on their homes, right? So the old way is, yeah, okay. I mean, it still works, right? You pay $100 per lead, and then the company is actually spending money on expensive Google ads, which is actually good because Google Ads is high intent. But then high intent, the higher the intent, the more expensive it is, right? You kind of basically need to be on it and then trying to get people to actually, work on their projects. But then the problem with high intent ads is like they're at the bottom of the funnel, they're talking to four or five other people, right? So you're kind of chasing people that are, probably price shopping at this point, right? We do things differently. The problem is what you're probably doing now, what everyone is doing, it doesn't cut through the noise, right? People are still offering get a free quote. People are numb to it. I mean, it's like when you see like beige ads like this, right? And that everybody's running, like everybody's kind of fishing in the same pond. Then the people like the prospects are actually numb to it, and they're not going to be able to like it's basically people are not biting anymore, right? So what do we do in this case, right? So we implemented something completely different. So what we call the attraction offer. It's actually one of the strategies that we use to grow remodeling companies, right? So instead of asking for a quote or get a free quote, we actually give them something that they really want, right? So in this case, this is what we did. So the strategy was in that city, um, the city had just changed the zoning rules, right? Almost overnight. Thousands of homeowners could suddenly like build additions where they couldn't before. Like people could actually build three, four, 5 floors high, coach homes, mini homes in the backyard, laneway homes. We're talking $300,000 worth of work that just became possible. So imagine the ICPs like real estate investors or multi generational living, people that have adult kids or people that have old age parents and they don't want to put them in homes, right? So all of a sudden, the homeowners are able to do this, but they absolutely had no idea that their property was even, affected. So what we came up with was what we call the attraction offer, right? So it's basically a simple tool. You enter your address, and instantly you get an instant report showing your new zoning, what you can now do on your lot. It's like no sales pitch, like just genuine info that the homeowner actually wanted. The actual the source here, right? The actual source was actually in the ad that we used to get people on here. I'll show you that on the workshop, but just I don't want this video to be too long, so let's just quickly go through this, right? So, but then they were coming in at like $1.87 each, right? So these are not tire kickers. They're like homeowners discovering for the first time that they could add a massive addition to their property. And when they're ready to build, who are they going to call, right? They're not, and again, even if they don't call, we're actually not going to leave that to chance, right? If they don't convert now at these prices, I can spend $5,000, right? The strategy is basically, spend $5,000 or even more and build a list of 5,000 homeowners that we can now use our other strategies on. That I'm going to show you, right? Even if one of them convert, right, at $300,000 for the addition, right, I'm already above water, like easy, right? So these are the other strategies that we're going to be, implementing for this company, right, on the back end of all the leads that are coming in. And again, that's what I'm going to show you on the workshop. You really want to be there because it's going to be fire, to be honest, right? So again, you might say, yeah, okay, my city doesn't have a zoning change. I can't implement this specific attraction offer. But what you have to know is that the zoning tool was not a secret. It's basically the strategy of having an attraction offer. And then on the call, on the workshop, I'm actually going to show you how to create attraction offers for your business. Like they're like 4 or 5 offers that we create for our remodeling company clients, and it's something that you can actually do as well. So these are the other things that you will also learn on the workshop, right? So basically, you're going to learn how to create low-cost lead sources that you control, not lead sources that other people control, not lead sources that are going to go crazy expensive on you in the next 10 years, while your competitors keep paying more for less, right? I'm also gonna show you how to turn your sales team into order takers, right? With leads that are already sold and working with you. This one's actually really gonna be cool. I don't want to drop too much information here. We're already 7 minutes in. It's supposed to be a 5-minute video. So and then last thing I'm going to show is also like how to build an evergreen lead system that works even in slow seasons and bad economies. I was talking to a remodeling company owner the other day. He was saying that people don't want to spend $200K on a full home renovation. I'm like, forget it, man. That's BS. I have people that are signing $300,000 mini homes in their backyards, right? So forget about the slow season, slow economy. The people that are suffering are like the people in the bottom crumbs. Where you want to be is in the top 1%, the top 10% of remodeling companies that are actually able to close jobs. If you look at the top remodeler, 500 top remodelers, there are people that are doing $1 billion in revenue. There are companies doing $20 million in revenue. What makes you think you can't be part of those ones, right? Again, let's shift that belief. Let's just get rid of that belief that there's a slow season, slow economies. We can always thrive in these seasons as well too, right? Right. Okay. So if you're ready to dominate instead of compete, like looking forward to having you on the workshop. I'm really excited to, for you to join us on there. And then see you soon. See you on the workshop.